Hey, everybody, and welcome to Uncomplicating Business. I am Sara. You know me at this point, or maybe you don't. I am a business coach. I run Uncomplicating Business, the podcast, the Uncomplicating Business Lab, and I live on the internet as a business coach and in my house. I am delighted. Can I tell you how delighted to bring you today my friend Kristen Sobel, who is a sales and business coach. She works with service-based B2B female founders who we have done this. We have all done this. You love your business, but you want it to be more sustainable and predictable, and you'd like to have more clients at a higher dollar point. This is about Claire. She helps people bring the calm and the clarity and the structure to sales specifically. So you're not like lost in the sauce, which I think is really important. She and I have had some really good conversations about sales and the things. And that's really what we're going to talk about today. Hi, my friend. It's so nice
Hi,
to see you.
hi, Sarah. It is so great to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I am thrilled to be here.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Okay, so I wrote my questions out. I was thinking about this yesterday, and I think the place to start is like when you say sales and selling to people,
Yeah.
what do you actually mean?
Great. So when I say sales and selling, it's really building relationships with the people who you would love to do business with.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So what I mean by that, I mean, there are a couple of steps behind that, but one, it means, are you clear on who you want to serve and work with?
Mm-hmm.
Because selling is not working with everyone or getting a yes from everyone. It's really identifying the people who you love serving, who you are uniquely positioned to serve, getting in front of them and building a relationship with them so that if at any point they are interested in the services that you offer, that you're being considered for that. If it's basically mutual right fit is what we're looking
Mm.
for.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's what's interesting is it is inextricably linked, even from the get-go, with being a connected human.
Yes.
Right? Like, I think the idea that sales and selling exists outside of networking is banana pants.
Right.
Like, they have to be like, they are part of the same package
Yes.
because sales and selling come from a connected place. You can't sell to not, like, I think we try to do sales without humans.
Yes.
And that's where
Absolutely.
it gets really weird really fast.
Yeah. 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 If I made sales into an equation, it
Mm.
would be sales equals trust, trust equals empathy plus authority.
Oh,
We can break it down like each component of
oh,
that. And this
oh,
isn't, this isn't my equation. So many, there are so
yeah.
many ways to say the same thing. And I know, like, from your framework of ground, plan, connect,
Yep.
sell, it's the same thing, but it's
Yep.
really trust is what selling really is. The
Yeah.
goal of selling is to build trust with the people who you want to build trust
Yeah.
with.
Yep.
And trust is empathy plus authority.
Well, and what's wild is you probably don't know this, but I spent all of last year on the podcast on trust, the
Oh,
entire
wow.
last year, because I
Yeah,
think it's the only
because
thing.
that's it. Right.
It's
That is
like
it.
literally the only
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like,
Yes.
if you can trust yourself and your
Oh, yeah.
process, and that you are talking to the people you're meant to talk to, and that you're
Yep.
going to be in the right place at the right time, and you're doing the work that allows you to do that,
Yep.
it's good.
Yes.
Like, it's magic.
Totally.
But
Yes.
it's not. It's like you trusted the process. You did what you were supposed to do. You did your part. Oh,
Yes.
oh.
Yes. A
See,
thousand
friends, this is
percent.
why I love her so much. Um, what isn't it?
What isn't it? It is not getting yes from everyone.
Mm,
It is not, this is like a double negative. It's not never hearing no. You want
mm.
no. You
Yep.
want to be the one to say no in a very kind way, but there's I think we think that it's I'm in front of a human who's buying the service that I have, and it has to be a yes if I'm doing a good job. And it's not that. It's identifying the people who are for you and the people who you could refer to someone else because they're
Yep.
better served by someone else. So really, it is not yes from everyone. It is it's not pushy, it's
No.
not sleazy, it's not inauthentic. I totally get why people feel that way, and we could go deeper into that, but it's not
Yeah.
all of those things. What else is it not? It's not forceful, it's not pressure.
No. Well,
Yeah.
and it's not, it's always interesting to me that it's like, so many of the people I work with come from a teaching lens. And
Mm-hmm.
so in a classroom, everybody has to come with you.
Yeah.
Like that's your job, whether they
Yeah.
want to or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like kicking
Yeah,
and
love.
screaming.
Yeah.
And in sales, we don't do that. If they're
Yes.
kicking and screaming, they can go somewhere else, guys.
Yes. Such a
And
great,
it's so fascinating how compelled we feel to bring everyone.
yes.
And you're like, if they look at you and they don't understand your business, they don't have to come,
Yes.
right? Like you don't have
Yeah.
to bring them. That's kind of the thing. It's not that. And it's also, you were like, it's not slimy, it's not sleazy,
Yeah.
it's not. And that's because, we don't have to kidnap people to get them to say
Yes.
yes, right?
Exactly.
It's not a felony, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
so,
Yeah.
and I think that's partly, so when you say it's not slimy or sleazy or any of those things, for me, when I think about those things, what I realized at some point was the slimy and the sleazy and all those things were my thoughts about it, less their
Hmm.
thoughts about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, how do you think about that with people?
I think about that one because I think we have been the recipient
Mm,
of people trying to force us into a solution that's not for us. And so that does not feel good.
hmm.
So one is we've seen it happen to us on the receiving end. And so
Yep.
we don't want to do that to other people. So that's coming
Mhm.
from a really good place, which is knowing your values in your business. So I think it comes from that. I think it also comes from it, you know, it is new, it is scary and uncomfortable. Like if you think about it, like back it up a couple steps and you're like, okay, so what am I doing? I'm going up to people who I don't know yet, and I'm having a conversation with them, which can be really scary, you
Yeah.
know? So that's so if we think about it from a why is my nervous system reacting when I'm
Yep.
trying to get in front of new people, it totally makes sense. And we can
Yep.
definitely, work through all these things. But I think the slimy and the sleazy part comes in because we've been on the receiving end and because we think that we are supposed to convince people when that is not what we're doing.
Nope. Yep. And I am 100% on board with that. It's like we've been told it works a certain way, the overcome every
Hmm.
objection,
Yeah,
and we've been on those calls, but just because there are people that do it that way doesn't mean you have to do it that way,
exactly.
right? Like
Exactly.
just because there are people that get up at 4 a.m. every day doesn't mean that
Yeah.
I have to get up at
Yes.
4 a.m. every
Yes.
day,
Yes.
right? Like and there are parts of our lives that we're totally okay with that in. And then we come into business and we feel new
Yep.
at sales or whatever thing. We're like, well, we have to do it like that. And
Yep.
then you're like, oh, but I
Yeah.
can't do it like this. And then you avoid it like the plague because,
Yes. Yes.
and what I see in my people all the time is we had a bad sales experience. So we do everything we
Yeah.
can to avoid being
Yeah.
anything like that, which includes just never telling anyone anything about what we do.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We
Yeah.
overcorrect, maybe
Yes.
tiny
Yes.
bit.
Percent. And I think what you're bringing up here is the importance of having, yes, there are a lot of examples of people who are sleazy and
Mhm.
inauthentic when selling, but we also need to surround ourselves with people who are doing the thing that we want to do in a way that's very authentic. And,
Yeah.
so we could go into a lot of examples, but like one example for me, I'm not a big social media person. Like I'm on LinkedIn and I like looking at comedy stuff on Instagram. But other than that, like I don't post on Instagram. But if I ever wanted to post on Instagram, I have certain role models like Sara Blakely, who I'm like,
Mm.
she posts on Instagram and it's not just look at me, like, look what I'm wearing. It's something thoughtful and funny. And, so we also need to do that in sales
Yeah.
where we give ourselves some examples of people who are truly authentic, not pushy, in their power, feeling relatively relaxed. Like, yes, we all get a little bit of butterflies before we talk to someone new. It is unfamiliar for a lot of us, but once you get into the groove, you start to realize that you're just having conversations with people who have said, I'm interested in the thing that you provide.
Well, and your job is not to tell them they're not,
Yes, yes,
which I think we do for people all the time.
yes,
One of the pieces of homework I give clients periodically is I'll say to them, okay, like, what's a sales experience you loved? And they'll be like, I
yeah.
don't think I had any. I'm like, well, you buy things. Don't you buy things?
Yes. Oh, I love that
And
assignment.
I'll be like, okay, so go think about why you said yes. What did you like about the
Yes.
process?
Yeah.
What was good about the experience, whether it's you bought a bag on the internet or a car at the dealership or whatever.
Yeah.
Like talk to me about your good experiences because we forget we had them
Yes.
so many
Totally.
times. Because good
Yes.
experiences don't feel like sales.
Right. 1,000. That's
And
such
so
a
we
great
ignore
quote.
them. We just know the
Yep.
bad ones. And it's like, guys, hold
Yes.
please. Let's find
Yes.
the good ones. And that's to that point of like, we have to find the role models. We have to find
Yes.
the people, and we've
Yes.
had them. We just
Yes.
forget.
Yes. And even just like to continue with the thought that you had, if you even want to define sales differently as
Mm,
you are looking for your people and you are inviting them to learn more about you and
yep.
how you might be able to elevate each other. Like it's
Yep.
it's such a beautiful thing if you think about, in a different angle. It's not just, find people, pitch them. Like if you think about it in that way, that sounds horrible. But
Yeah.
you're really just looking for your people who love the work you do and you're looking to connect with them, build a relationship, and see if it makes sense to work together.
Well, and it's the picture in my head is the things that live in my head sometimes. I'm like, should I say that out loud? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
say
it's
it.
the difference in my head between like pitching, literally throwing baseballs at them or handing them an invitation to a party, right? I can
100%.
be a normal human and invite you to my party, or I can pelt you with things.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I don't know why I need to pelt you with things, though. That
Yeah.
seems rude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it doesn't feel good for them, doesn't feel good for
no.
you. Let's like just have fun and get to know each other. And, again, like there's a process. I think sometimes people get into this wishy-washy. Like if we think of sales equals trust equals empathy plus authority. Some people are really good at the empathy piece, the warmth, the like, let's get to know each other. And they struggle with the authority
Yeah.
piece, which is, so we can go deeper into that. But it's both. It's
Yeah.
let's get to know each other, let me learn about you, and let me educate you on what I do and see if that is interesting to you.
Well, and I was just talking on I just got off with Molly and we were talking about connection,
I
Molly
love her.
Godfrey and connection without cringe. And
Yes.
what we were talking about was like in connection, as you're talking to someone, if you see an opportunity to be like, oh, here's a thought I have that I think might help you, or here's something I
Mm-hmm.
do that I think might help you, or have you ever thought about it this way?
Yep.
Is you bringing your authority
Yes. Yeah.
without being like creepy, like, well,
Yeah.
when I
I
was five, this is the way it should be done. Like, we don't
yeah.
need to be like super weird about it. It's just like, hey, have you
Yeah.
ever thought about it like this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I brought my authority. You have a
Yeah.
thought now, and you can do with it as you wish.
Yes.
Go forth,
Totally.
conquer.
Yes. Yes.
So, if you had to describe your Kristen sales philosophy, is
Yeah.
it like, what is it?
Yeah. What is it? Okay, so I would say it's mindset, systems, and habits, and really with the service of trust being, what you're really looking to do is build trust within, like you said,
Yep.
and trust with the people who you're meant to serve. And what's the vehicle for getting there? Like, how do you do this?
Yep.
It's mindset is big. So, like, we could
Yep.
definitely talk about the emotional, mental, mind, body, everything that comes with growing a business. So
It's
that piece.
the age-old question of how are you not the biggest barrier?
Right, exactly. Yes. And I love in when I was looking at your stuff, it's ground. So I can imagine there it's all about, connecting
Yeah.
within, making sure that you feel safe to take these brave actions of
Yep.
selling and growing. So that's a piece. The other piece is systems. So that basically means, like, instead of reinventing the wheel every single time, sort of throwing darts like with your
Yeah.
eyes closed, like you have a system for how you qualify whether or not someone's a fit for you. If you
Mhm.
know inside who your best clients are and where they hang out and how you can get in front of them and how you can build trust with them. So, like, that's the systems piece.
Yep.
And I can go deeper into that. And then the last piece is habits. So you do need to take action on a consistent basis. So,
Yep.
meaning, like, if you have an amazing conversation with someone, but they're going on spring break and they're like, follow up with me after I get back from spring break. Sometimes people don't do that because, like,
Yeah.
something happens between that amazing conversation, and it's the mindset piece usually,
You
which,
happen
yeah,
between that
yes,
amazing
yes,
conversation and your
which is
follow-up. Your brain
fear.
happens, and you're
Yes,
like,
your
maybe
brain.
they didn't mean it.
Yes, yes. I don't want
Maybe.
to be annoying. I don't want
Oh,
to, like, oh, what if that's too, what if, ugh? So then it's the fear piece, and the habits are really what are the consistent actions, the needle
yes.
moving actions that will get, someone from, oh, kind of curiosity, no, like, I know you, I like you, but, like, there needs to be a bridge to I trust you enough to buy your services. Because
Yeah.
usually, probably the people you're working with and the people I'm working with, it sometimes an engagement can be six figures. And so,
Yep.
like, for someone to go from just meeting someone and liking them and being curious and interested, there's still some, relationship building that's
Yeah.
needed for someone to be like, okay, I'm ready, let's do this.
Well, and it takes like it's this the systems, habits, mindset.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi guys, she's my new best friend. I'm taking her everywhere in my pocket, like a
Amazing.
little mouse.
Take me, I'm
And
ready.
it is fascinating that like you can have all this. It's it's like a three-legged table.
Mm.
And if you have the systems and habits, but your brain is constantly in your way, they are moot.
Yes, yes,
If you're,
1000%.
but I think, I always, one of the things I talk about with people all the time is success really requires basically two ingredients. It's like the
Mm.
best recipe ever. It's
Mm-hmm.
belief and how. And if we
Yeah.
start with how and not belief, we're screwed. Everything is hard.
Yes,
If we
yes,
start with belief, then all the hows work. Like it
yes.
that directional thing really
Mm-hmm.
matters. So like you can
So
have all the
good.
systems and habits, but if you're in your own way, it's a problem. But if
Totally.
your mindset is straight, you'll actually use the symptoms, the habits.
Yes,
Like, and they can
yes,
be refined and tuned,
yes.
but you have to be straight with yourself and kind of like I had a really interesting conversation with a client this morning. She said, we're really working on her systems and habits around separating her life and business right now.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, when am I going to find balance?
Mm.
And I was like, we are really working on the systems and processes, and I love you. And I say this with love that it's not about finding, it's about taking.
Mm.
Because for her, balance is going to be a decision where she's
Yes,
like, okay, I'm not going to do this at midnight.
yes,
She's going to take it
yes,
and create space for it and decide it
yes,
versus wait for it to show up and be like, look, over
yes,
here. And
yes,
so I think that that's part of the mindset side of all of this,
yes,
sales of
yes,
everything else.
yes. I love that. And when you're describing that, it reminds me of sort of, I had, we all go through challenging phases in
Mhm.
business. And there's a little bit, maybe it's just me, but I don't think it is. There's this illusion that like one day I will outgrow my own BS and stop
Ah,
doing this stuff, meaning like avoiding sales and marketing, over perfecting as a way to procrastinate
yeah,
from launching this thing that's going to make money and going to be, yeah. So it's like, but the point of bringing that up is it's it's not one and done. We will always be sort of getting outside of our familiar zone, comfort
yeah,
zone, and that's scary. And like we have all these protective mechanisms, like, overworking, flight, freeze, fawn. Like we have all these, nervous system responses,
yeah,
and it's constant. And so
yep,
one of the things that, I know you feel this way and I feel this way, which is that's why being connected to people who are also doing this brave work really keeps it consistent, because it's not like, oh, okay, I figured out the how, like you were saying, I figured out the how, or I figured out the belief. It's like it's a constant revisiting,
yeah,
which makes it kind of sound exhausting, but the reality is we are always growing and progressing, and we are always meeting a new edge of
yeah.
our comfort zone. And so that's why we do need to commune with people who are also doing that.
And so that you can get on the thing and they can go, holy
Yeah.
crap. And you can go, holy crap. And then you're like,
Yeah.
okay, what are we doing? And
Yes.
and like the people whose brains are constantly searching for that, like, yo, we did this. This is crazy. People don't do
Yes.
this on purpose. And
Yes.
they'll be like, how come my so and so doesn't have their own business? And you're like, because not everybody is brave
Yeah.
enough or crazy enough to
Yeah.
do this
Yes.
nonsense.
Right.
Because it
Right.
is a constant process of challenge, right? It's a
Yes.
constant challenge, and that's the
Yes.
joy and also
Yes.
the disaster all in the
Yes.
same
Yes.
bow.
Yes.
So I'm going to change this a little bit here because what I'd like to know from your perspective is why is, what is it about sales that's such a hang up for people? And what has been the biggest hang up for you?
So good. Okay. What is it about sales that's the biggest hang up? I think the biggest hang up is, well, a couple. I'll just
Yeah,
list like the
no, go
top
crazy.
players. Okay. So the one big hurdle is client delivery always trumping growth. So, because everyone in your sphere, everybody in my sphere, high achievers, extreme, extremely high standards of excellence. And so, clients not being 10,000% happy is not an option. And
Yep.
so, they will always go above and beyond for client delivery, which I'm not saying, there's anything wrong with, but there is a limit of, if everything goes to client delivery, then it just means you're not putting anything into who are my next couple of clients coming
Well,
in. And
it's like I'm down with good delivery as long as it's not cannibalizing everything else.
yes, exactly.
Yep.
So that does happen a lot. And
Yep.
so, that's a real challenge. And so people can address that in many different ways. But, it's, I think people underestimate that a little bit of consistent effort with growing relationships, building relationships,
Yep.
has a compound impact. So
Yep.
it's not that you need to become a professional salesperson who's always selling,
Yes.
yeah, but there you do need to put some time into it if you do want to grow.
Well, and I think, to that point, I think focusing on over delivery for clients and never doing the sales things is a way of hiding.
Yes, exactly.
It's a reaction to discomfort because you're
Yes.
comfortable in the doing and scared of the
Yes.
selling, and so you don't.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
well, that's well and good, except your business
Yes.
does not appreciate this.
Yeah, yes, does not like that. Exactly. And so the sooner we can not judge ourselves for that,
Mm.
instead of like raking ourselves over the coals for this piece of the business being hard or
Yep.
being unfamiliar, just what kind of support do you need? And I think a lot of people then go like, I'm going to listen to this podcast and I'm going to like read every book and I'm going to like take this course. And so sometimes they go so overboard in the information space of like learning,
Yeah.
get the next certification. And like still it's another procrastination tactic from the action of
Yes.
sending the email, asking the friend for the introduction, Sending an email to that networking group that you would love to give a talk, with their
Yep.
people. So I would say client delivery, think there are different sneaky ways that we avoid selling. So it could be client over delivery for clients. It could be, perfecting your product. It could, so there are a lot of sneaky ways. So basically, it's just one is not doing it at all, but being really busy. And then you're confused with, like, why am I so busy, but I'm not making more
Yeah.
and more money? So that could be it. Because if you actually looked at the data, they would see that, like, on any given week, 0 minutes were given to growing and building relationships.
Well, and so what I think you're saying is the stickiest thing that goes wrong with selling for people is not doing it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Truly, and I think that's right for doing anything but anything that feels remotely sales related,
Yes.
because we're back to avoiding being the gross, sticky
Yes.
guy,
Yes.
right? And so we're just avoiding it like the plague. So
Yes.
the question I have for you is like, has that been like, where do you fit in there?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I do
where
it
has that
too.
gone for
Yeah,
you?
I do it
What
too.
does
I
it
mean,
look
we
like?
all need, yeah. So my big thing, my business coach told me never trust a business coach who doesn't have a business coach. So I have someone who is giving me the same
Direction. Oh yeah.
direction. Yeah. So because I'm not very good at taking my own advice, but I will do it if someone else tells me to do it.
Amen.
So yeah. So so where it goes sticky for me, I'm definitely in the perfectionist. Like my go-to response is, "Oh, it's not good enough yet. So I need to make it better before I get out there and start talking about
Mhm.
it." So that's my go-to spot. And so I need to be like loving and non-judgmental and just, kind of have my own back and be like, "I see what you're doing, Kristen. And like, I know you want to deliver at the highest level and it's good enough. And like, you're ready, but I know you're scared." So like, I literally
Yeah.
talk to myself
Yep.
about, like, it is scary sometimes to be like, "I've worked really hard on this and now I'm putting it out there and like people could judge it, or maybe there are some flaws with it, but I'll figure it out as I go."
Well, and it's funny. The thing I have found that I have to ask myself, and I ask clients all the time, which is like a lovingly mean question,
Yeah.
is like, will it be useful to at least one person right now?
Mm-hmm.
And if the
Yes.
answer is yes, then it's good enough.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I
Time to be
love that.
done,
I'm gonna start.
right? And
Yes.
that's like, I'll be like, is it useful? And I'll be like, oh no.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it
Yes.
is. See, and I think
Yes.
mine is
Yeah. What is yours?
less perfectionism and more like just letting it fall off the list and letting it fall off the
Mm-hmm.
list. And so I
Yes.
have found that I have a couple of things that I have to really pay attention to and
Mm-hmm.
track
Yes.
so they don't fall off the list.
Right.
So
So
that
you keep
I
yourself
know they
honest.
exist because I have to keep myself in my lane. Like
Yes.
otherwise I'm like,
Yes.
what? I haven't talked to a new person in
Yes.
3 months because I
Yes.
was here
Yeah.
doing 17,000 other things. And then I'm like, oh no, that doesn't
Yes.
work. So
Data
I
is
really have
huge.
to do that.
Yeah. Tracking is a huge, and I'm sure talk about this with everyone you work with, but what is tracked improves. Like, if you just
Yeah.
track it, you will improve. So
Well,
meaning
because
when, yeah,
yeah, we're by nature like number counters.
right.
We're like, oh, I have six. Now I could have seven. Like,
Yes. And it's fun. Like, once, yeah, one person gave me the best compliment ever. And she said, like, "You made the business part of my business fun." I was like, yes.
mm,
Like, I want people to enjoy the CEO job versus,
yes,
just the specialty that they have. We already know they love their specialty. Like, they
yes.
love being a coach, they love being an event planner, they love being a consultant, a strategist, but sometimes it's loving the job of CEO that they're not loving yet because they're only experiencing the roller coaster ride of, "Oh crap, I forgot this. Oh, I didn't do enough of this."
Oh my God, yes. Well, and there's something about being like, oh, I'm allowed to wear this hat,
Yes.
and I can even like it.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think that's an interesting, like, not only should you're allowed to like it, it's allowed to be fun, or you can
Yes.
just be like something that you have to touch it and you don't have to be, it can just be like,
Yes.
once it's working, it works. And like,
Yes.
I
Totally.
don't spend a lot of time on those things in my own business because like I have the systems and the processes, the
Yes.
habits, to your point,
Yes.
that
Yes.
allow them to work. Right?
Yes.
Like if you
Totally.
say to me and you do the same thing, probably if you're like, okay, how much money is coming in and going out,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you look. But
Yes.
like I have people who'll be like, okay, let's P&L, and they'll be like, nope.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah. Because you're
no, you have to
touching on a
look.
spot. Yeah.
You have
Yes.
to look.
Yeah.
That's how
Because that's a
CEOs
scary
behave,
spot. Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite thing about the sales and selling part?
Mm. Well, I think it is once you're super, super clear on who those mutual right fit clients are,
Mm,
it feels so good to work with people who energize you, you
yes.
energize them. They love and appreciate what you're providing them. I love and appreciate what they're providing me. So like once you have the like I know who my people are, it can, I know the process of like getting out there and becoming visible and getting in front of
Yeah.
people and talking can be a little hard, but then you're like, but my clients are so awesome that don't you want to just make this party bigger, more fun, connect more people. So I think that's the part I love is just more people who are awesome, who like really get
I
me and I
know.
really get them.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
One of the things I think I see a lot is, and I know this is me too, is I even early on knew, like, maybe not in a way I could articulate who my
Mm-hmm.
people were and weren't,
Yes.
but I didn't trust it fast enough.
Yes.
So, like, when you see people that kind of know
Mm-hmm.
and maybe can't articulate it, but definitely know, like, what are your thoughts about that spot?
Yeah. Yeah. So the way it shows up is through this really frustrating dynamic where you have sales calls with people and it's just not going anywhere. Like it's everything's great, but then, it's like whether it's building a website, let's say I'm a graphic designer and I build websites and they're like, yeah, my budget's $1,000. And it's like, well, that's not going to build a
You're like,
website.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say like the way it shows up is super frustrating because you're like, I'm doing it. I'm getting out there. I'm talking to people. And then if you just constantly are talking to people who are
Yep.
on a totally different wavelength, you just know, okay, I need to step back and
Yep.
I want to just figure out who of my clients who I've worked with, who are the absolute dream clients? And then you analyze them. You're like, what was it about this person who that like they had budget, they had
Yep.
enthusiasm, they had openness, they were just a
Yeah.
dream client. And you become a detective and a scientist of that dynamic. And I've even worked with people who are like, I've never had a dream client and then you're like, okay, let's dream about it. What would make this
Yeah.
client so amazing? Like what kind of budget does that client need to have? Where do they live? So it's not just the demographics. I think sometimes people can get really tuned into like it's someone between the ages of 45 and
They
50.
wear
Like
green
that's not
socks.
really, yeah, that's not really what I'm talking about. It's more of this emotional, like
Yes.
um, how do they think? What problems do they have? What dream solution do they want? What have they tried in the past that hasn't worked? And I would say like that component of it, a lot of people talk about your ICA, so like your ideal customer avatar. I have found the work of Marie Forleo in this particular area to be the most effective at helping you have a
Yeah.
system, but that's like in the sales process that's what you're doing.
Yep.
Your discovery call is really asking questions so that you can understand is this someone who fits into that sort of center space of
Yep.
they want what I have, I love, who they are, all of that. So,
Well, and I think it's interesting. It's the like, I often have clients and I'm sure you've seen this too, who get that fit and they're like $1,000 budget and you're like, oh, and then they bend over
Yeah.
backwards to get say yes anyway.
Yes, it's really
And then it's
painful. Yeah.
painful because they're not happy and nobody's happy.
Yes.
And there are cases where I think I end up talking to clients about like, okay, how did we know it wasn't a good fit?
Yes.
Like, what were the flags? And like, it's
Yes.
always interesting to
Yes.
me. People, I had a client once say to me, but like, everybody has that as a red flag. And actually,
Mm.
that's not the case.
No.
Like, I have
Mm-hmm.
two professional organizers in my world,
Mm-hmm.
and one, an immediate red flag for her is somebody who feels a little indecisive.
Yeah.
Like, if they can't make decisions, she is like,
Yes, that's a
please
nightmare.
put
Yeah.
them out on a boat. But the other one
Yeah.
is like, excellent. I'm great at helping people figure that part out.
Oh, great.
Like,
Referral
they're,
partners.
well, but it's so interesting that their immediate reaction to that is 180 degrees different.
Yes.
And so it's like, listen, the thing you don't love in somebody that like makes you want to tear your eyebrows out is
Yes.
somebody
Yes.
else's like favorite thing. And so it's
Exactly.
okay if you're like, that's not for me. It's for somebody.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
And
Totally.
so that's always so interesting to me. Like you're allowed to not enjoy. Like
Yes.
I don't enjoy people I have to hunt down.
Yes.
Like
No.
I'm not going to send you four reminders, but I have a
Yes.
client who works with people who are like super ADHD and she would
Yes.
send you a reminder every day happily. It's part of what
Oh
she
my
does.
gosh. Yeah.
I am not that. That makes me
Yes.
want to sit under my
Yes.
desk.
Yes. The thing about this dynamic that I want to make sure people hear is that some people who have experienced, sort of consistent discovery calls, like the first sales call, and
Yep.
they just find that like the budget's not there, or there's just some mismatch. Sometimes they think their conclusion is, I'm not good at selling. And
Ugh.
that is not the case.
Nope.
The problem, the diagnosis is that you're just not talking to the people who are potentially a right fit for you. So it's just, we need to get you into the spaces where your right fit clients
Yep.
hang out. So
Yep.
that's one thing I want to say is that, like, a lot of people, I think why selling can be painful for people is that they assume it's their problem, but it's really, there's just a slight tweak to make. And you're probably, there's this quote that my client told me that came from a feminist empowered dating coach. And this
Oh,
line works perfectly in selling. It is, you cannot say the wrong thing to the right people, and you can't say the right thing to
to
the
the
wrong
wrong
people.
people. Yep.
And it's
Well,
so true. It's like most of it is just, it's not like, oh, what's the script? What do I say? How do I say it? Like, yeah, I mean, whatever. It's not scripts. It's like you just need to talk to the right people. And that is a challenge. And sometimes people need a little bit of assistance in that. But that's something you can really work with and
yeah.
do versus always saying the right thing. Like that doesn't exist.
Well, and it's the people that are for you are for you.
Yes.
It's just really that
Yes.
simple. Like your
Totally.
people are for you, and the people that are your fans like what you do. Like they
Yes.
exist and they're already
Yes.
following you around. And that to me is the like, I say to people, I talk to people all the time, it's like, you have fans. And they'll be like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? Like, no, you do. You have people who are watching you that
Yes.
you don't even know and not in
Oh,
a creepy
yeah.
way.
Yes.
Like, they're like, oh,
Yes.
cool. I wish I could work with her. Like, that
Yes.
is happening.
Yes.
And they
Love
didn't
that.
like put up a sign on their front door to be like, someday I'll work with you. This
Mm-hmm.
is not say anything. I was
Yes.
just talking to my
Yes.
14-year-old about that movie the other day, and she was like, Mom, sounds terrible. And I'm like, no,
I love
no.
it.
But it really is just that like trust
Yes.
in that it's gonna
Yes.
be, it works out. Okay, so
Yes. Love it.
what do you want to leave people with? Do you have a thought that you want to be
Mm.
like, oh, this, don't forget
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. Don't forget this. I would say, first of all, don't forget that sales is just a skill. Like it's
Right.
nobody was born knowing how to sell. Like we were just babies. We just came into the world. We just knew who we liked and
Yes.
didn't like, but like we did not know how to sell. Nobody comes out just knowing how to sell. So one thing is like if anybody is feeling like sales is a challenge and they're struggling, it's there are probably just some minor tweaks in either the mindset, the habits, the
Yep.
systems, the way that they
Skills.
connect with people. Yeah, it's just a skill. So, first, I just want people to know that it's learnable, it's totally
Hmm.
doable. And then the other thing is just, I think one of the big things that I have learned is that if I'm feeling resistance to something, like let's
Hmm.
say that I'm just avoiding selling, I have found, and this has taken me a long time, but I have found that the more that I just own it and
Yep.
acknowledge it without judging myself for it, the more I can actually address it, as opposed to what I used to do is try to out hustle any kind of resistance that I
Yeah.
had. So really the out hustling was overworking, over perfecting, getting busy and all these other things, and not just being like,
Yeah.
why is this so hard for me right now? And I'm not mad at myself and I'm not judging myself, but like, what is it that I'm scared of? And I think sometimes just asking yourself that and just being, kind of like the way you would talk to a friend can
Yep.
allow you to take the first couple steps of like, I actually do want to sell. I do want to grow this business.
Yeah.
What am I really afraid of? And like, what can I give myself? What kind of support can I give myself that will allow me to just take that next brave action? And it builds. Like, I just
Yep.
want people to know that like one tiny step can build on the next tiny step. And before you
Yeah.
know it, your business is at the level that you've always dreamed of.
Well, and I think what's really useful about that is like everybody avoids stuff.
Yeah.
And it is okay to pause and be like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really avoiding this. What do I need
Yes.
right now? I
Yes.
think that's the most important question I learned to ask myself at some point, which was like, okay,
Yes.
what do I actually need right now?
Yes.
And maybe it's a snack,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
maybe
Totally. Could be a
like I'm
snack, could be a
avoiding things
walk.
because I'm
Yeah.
hangry and I'm just
Yes.
having an afternoon. And like
Yeah.
maybe
Or
I
a
walk
call with a
away and I come
friend.
back tomorrow. Like, or
Yeah.
maybe I do
Yes.
it tonight when I sit down or whatever. But
Yeah. A
like,
call with a friend to
it's
be
not
like, I'm
anything.
avoiding this thing. What? Like, I just need to voice it to someone
Yep.
who's not
Or
going
I
to be
write
like,
it down on paper and then I laugh at myself
yes.
and be
Yes.
like, have you ever had something come out of your pen and you're like, well,
Oh, yeah.
that was too much truth for me today. Thanks for
Yes.
playing. This is why I journal under protest. Um,
Yes. Totally.
tell people how to find you.
Okay, so my website is KristenSobel.com. It's KristenSobel.com. From there, you can, if you want to talk to me, you can fill out a form and I'll respond. But that's the easiest way to find me.
And you and I are talking again. We're gonna
Yes,
do live together about sales and like the actual like
nitty
how do you
gritty
actually do
tactics.
this? Like
Yes.
what are we actually doing here, kids and campers?
Uh-huh.
Like what happens on a sales call and how do you get to the people of the sales call and how do you not be
Yes.
freaking weird about it? On
Yes.
Wednesday the 22nd at 1, I will make sure
Awesome.
everybody sees that and can sign up.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be great.
Oh, great.
I have too many things over. Oh, I see it's
Thank you
okay.
so much for having me. I
Oh my
loved your
gosh.
questions. I could talk about this all
All
day with
day. Like
you.
we
This
could,
is
you and I
so
could,
fun.
we're a
Yes.
problem. We are going to be a
We are
problem.
a
This is a
problem.
problem. Um, friends, find Kristen all the places. Remember, she's also on LinkedIn. You could reach out to her and be like, hey, I heard you on the podcast. I'd love to actually know you. Remember that no one dies if you do that. If next month or this month or this week you want to come join us in the Uncomplicating Business Lab, please do. We would love to see you. This is the stuff we work on. The actual like implementation and accountability of being grounded, being connected, having a plan for what you're going to do, and actually doing the selling part so that you're not just avoiding it like the plague. And we do that in community together. So if you want to come do that, come do it in the lab with us. Otherwise, I will see you guys in 2 weeks for more sales things, probably. See you then.